You're probably aware by now that I recently hit 1,000 subscribers on my channel. I don't want to go on too much about this, but it's genuinely not a milestone I ever thought I'd ever hit. The support that I've got from everybody watching my channel has been incredible, and even after just 2 or 3 months of taking my channel seriously, I'm genuinely super happy with the community that I've gathered. But to celebrate this milestone, I decided to ask my Discord to send me questions about me and my channel, just so you can get to know me a little bit. Speaking of my Discord, by the way, if you want to join it, the link will be on screen and at the top of the description. But without further ado, thank you again, and I'll get into the questions. The first question is from Haggis, and it's how did I get my passion of making YouTube videos? Well, like a lot of people, I've actually been making some sort of YouTube content for a few years now, but none of them really took off, most likely due to me being much younger and less experienced back then. More recently, since I got my name, I've been super inspired to teach other people about the OG community, as it genuinely has a ton of really interesting history and new stuff that happens every day. I've also really found a passion of editing videos recently, as you can probably tell from my last video, as well as all of the montages on my channel. The next question is from DGQ, and it's when did I start playing Bed Wars? I've been playing Bed Wars since release in about 2017, I think, which is why my FKDR isn't anywhere near as good as it could be. I did also take a little break from Minecraft in general around 2018 though, but since 2019 I've started to take the game a lot more seriously, and I think in that year alone I had 30,000 minutes in just Bed Wars. The next question again is from DGQ, what do I play besides Minecraft? But recently I haven't been playing that many games at all, but I've really been enjoying Valorant, as I managed to get beta access right at the start. But other than that, in the past I've played everything from CSGO to OC Mania, as well as trying many other games just whenever I get bored. Kona asked what type of music I listen to, any favourite artists and bands and that sort of thing. Well, I've always found it really hard to explain my music taste in like a simple way, but I listen to everything from metal to lo-fi and rap. For this one though, I thought it'd just be easier for me to link my Spotify playlist down in the description, so you can just check that out if you're interested. But my favourite artists from a few different genres are probably Baby No Money, Pierce the Veil, Aries, and Glass Animals. DGQ asked a few more questions. One was, where do I find all my facts for OG videos, or is it all just from experience? Now this is actually the biggest issue when it comes to making these videos for me. It usually takes around 2 to 3 days for me to gather all my information, fact check it, and then put it into some sort of form for me to voice over. A lot of it does come from my own experience, but I often ask multiple people within the community as well for extra information, as most people have been in the community much longer than I and know considerably more than I do on certain subjects. He also asked what's my favourite Pokemon and do I watch anime, if so which one? The first is a very hard question for me, as I've played a lot of Pokemon games over the years. My favourite Pokemon of all time probably has to be Bidoof, mainly because the first game I ever played was Pokemon Platinum, and if I remember right, it was the first Pokemon I ever caught. Somehow it's just so lovable while also being entirely useless after beating the first gym in the game. I did however manage to get past the 4th gym of that game using only one Bidoof in a playthrough I did a little while back, and I'm sure if I spent time I could probably get much further. And in terms of anime, I used to watch a lot more than I do now, but my favourite probably has to be Kakegurui, mainly just as the plot for it is so interesting and different to anything of its kind, and also because the opening theme is just incredible. Pillar Pilot asked me, do I think I'll ever get Minecon capes on my account from buying codes? The short answer to this is no. The main reason is that I simply just don't have the money to spare on one of these, as the cheaper ones go for upwards of $500, but also because I really like keeping my account as clean as possible, which nowadays is pretty rare for an OG account. If all goes to plan however, I will be attending the Minecraft Festival in 2021, so I'll at least be able to grab myself some sort of cape then. Quill asked me who inspired me to play Minecraft and get an OG name. I've been playing Minecraft since about 2013 when I was like 9 or 10 years old, so it was most likely the proper original Minecraft Let's Play YouTubers, people like Captain Sparkles and iBallistic Squid, but in terms of PvP, I honestly can't remember who I watched to get me into it. But in terms of general PvP, probably people like Calvin or Sixelvixen, and Bed Wars people like GamerBoy80 and Purple. Damon asked an interesting question, which is if I could have any Minecraft username, what would I choose? This one's a super difficult one as there's so many different possible answers, but I'd probably just go with my IRL name, which is Zach. However, there are a whole bunch of other names that would be super cool to have. Of course, any 1 or 2 character name would be awesome, but even something like a 16 character repeater of just the letter A would be honestly hilarious to have. I'm going to group these next 2 together, as to me they both have pretty similar answers. One is from DGQ asking when I'm going to be making merch, and the other is from Daniel asking if I'll ever be making a Minecraft server. Now they're both something that I would be interested to work on at some point, however one much more than the other. A server would take a whole lot of work for me to set up, and I feel like at least for the near future I wouldn't get nearly as much out of it as I put in, but merch is something that I am very interested in making in the future. I want to work on some really cool designs that aren't all entirely related to my channel, but again, that's something I'll be doing at some point in the future. Pillar Pilot again asked how much impact has having 1,000 subs had on me. I've never really felt like I'd get to this point, as I said earlier, so for the run up to it, I really felt as if it was just going to sort of tick over and that would be that. But when I actually hit it and saw the number, everything just sort of set in, and I realized it is actually a real thing. Hitting 1,000 subs opens up so many more opportunities to work with other people and actually start to take this really seriously. And finally, Mikey asked how much impact has the username Chucky had on me. I could talk for a really long time about this one, but I'll just kind of sum it up quickly for the video. When I originally hand-snapped the name, I just thought that it was something cool that I managed to get that a few people would find interesting. But pretty quickly I found out that it was much more than that. I met a bunch of new people, joined the OG Nation Hypixel Guild, learned tons about the OG and general Minecraft community, started this YouTube channel and gathered a crazy community that I never thought I'd have. So seriously, thank you again for all the support. I really do hope to be making another video like this very soon for an even higher milestone. But apart from that, I'll see you in the next video.